वो सोने के अंडे देने वाली मुर्गी को काटते नहीं है.
One of the innovative approach I heard.
I agree completely. Yeah.
Be true. Even people don't buy, that's okay.
One sales book you recommend.
First, 1 or 2 bosses are going to make your career.
Next round is rapid fire.
Whatever language you have command over, only sell in that language.
वैल्यू देते रहने चाहिए जिससे कि abundant आपके पास आए.
When you're working in the west part of it, the relationships are not valued. But if you're working in the east of the world, from Japan to you call it like Middle East, this all is relationship building bent.
What really makes a salesperson successful in today's competitive world?
But I don't believe in a quote which people say that गंजे को भी कंघी बेचना आना चाहिए. I don't believe that's not right. गंजे को कंघी की जरूरत है ही नहीं, so you can't sell that.
What skill and habits should they focus on?
Look, I've been trying to contact you from last 2.5 months. I called your receptionist, I called your HR. I just want to have a coffee with you, and he got so impressed that he said, "Okay, come over for a coffee."
In terms of sale and spirituality,
and if you do just solve a problem with authenticity, is what I believe is pure sales is.
Today's session is very special because it is a part of initiative to learn directly from industry expert like Kailash sir, and this initiative guided by Dr. Shilpa Kankonkar, who a startup specialist and associate professor of CUP Technological University. I would like to briefly introduce myself also. My name is Kiran Bude. I am passionate about sales, marketing, and building businesses, especially in space of digital and real estate. And now coming to our esteemed guest, we are honored to have with us global sales expert, authority builder, multi-business leader, Dr. Kailash Pinjani.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure to have you today.
Yes, I'm very happy to share my knowledge with you and all of who are listening to us online on some social platforms.
Exactly. So, sir, language is Hindi English, so we can reach ज़्यादा लोगों तक अपन पहुंचे, इसलिए इस इंटरव्यू की लैंग्वेज में हिंदी इंग्लिश रखना चाहूँगा. So उसमें अपन करेंगे. So let us start from beginning. So, sir, I want to ask you, how did your sales journey start, and what were some of the early challenges you faced during your sales?
So I also done MBA, and when I did my MBA in sales and marketing, I ended up working in sales. So I'll go one more step back. So when I was preparing for my MBA for the CAT exams, I went to one of my professors after our mock interviews, and in my mock interview I said I want to be in HR. I want to become an HR. And my professor asked me, a CAT professor, he used to teach us mathematics. I didn't know, why do you want to be in HR? I said, because I want to be an entrepreneur. And when you become an entrepreneur, you have to handle so many people. And becoming a successful entrepreneur requires a people skill. And that's why I want to be an HR. Then he told me, if you really want to be an entrepreneur, the most important skill you should start from is sales and marketing. Because earning money is a responsibility of a CEO or an entrepreneur first. That's why I picked up MBA, sales and marketing, and then I started sales. And initial year sales was what difficult because cold callings and picking up, doing telecalls, finding databases, and it was a difficult task because I was new. I did not know how to speak well, as well as I did not also knew how to get the right leads in. So initially it was very difficult, but on the course I learned a lot of things, and I know how sales happens.
What really makes a salesperson successful in today's competitive world? What do you think about that?
Let me define sales from my angle. I personally feel the real job of salesperson is to solve a problem with authenticity. I don't believe in a quote which people say that गंजे को भी कंघी बेचना आना चाहिए. I don't believe, that's not right. गंजे को कंघी की जरूरत है ही नहीं, so you can't sell that. If you are selling, then you are not authentic salesperson. Authenticity is very, very important in sales because your clients should become your long-term friends. Okay. And that will only happen when you work with a lot of authenticity and solving a problem. So sales is very simple. If I understand what problem my client is going through, related to the company I work for or as a company I run, and how I can solve that problem correctly with lot of love. So this problem should not repeat back to the client, and that's real sales. And if you do just solve a problem with authenticity, is what I believe is pure sales is.
That's awesome, sir. That is a new perception I can say, and I think that is true also, because many a time people buy something from us because of trust, and obviously that authenticity, if come in that sales, that is become smoother and easily we can close the deal.
Yeah, and
So
another, I just want to add here why authenticity and trust is important, because it's very difficult to win trust. But if you win a trust, you can actually sell the same client multiple times. So it's very difficult to acquire a new client, but it is very easy to upsell an old client. So if I build a lot of trust with my clients and give them a right suggestions always, and that sometimes maybe my product is not right for you, telling the client correctly, but client trust me. I have seen a same client, I have sold multiple product and services in the year 5 years duration, and all high end product and sales. It happens only because of trust. So I, मैं एक और कोट बोलूंगा, बोलते हैं ना, वो सोने के अंडे देने वाली मुर्गी को काटते नहीं है. Okay, client is a सोने के अंडे देने वाली मुर्गी. So you have to trust, build friendship, and over the year of you can keep reaping the benefits of golden eggs. That's what I believe in sales is all about. 90% or not 90%, but most of salespeople I meet these days, maybe in insurance, in the banking sector, in a tech sector, most of people just are following sales to achieve their targets, not to build long-term trusted relationships. And that's what I feel is a big gap happening in the market at the moment.
exactly, true salesperson have that much level of understanding, and they have to gain trust. Can you share one of your database sales deal, how you managed to close it?
So, every client and every sale is unique in nature, and every client is special, and the way we sell, and every client is different. So, every sale is a unique and memorable. But I would like to start very early on when I started my career 20 years back. Just want to pick up a story from there. So my first job was in a Naukri.com. I used to work in Naukri.com as a sales junior sales executive when I joined past my MBA. When you join any large organization, some accounts should be given to you to handle. So when I joined, my boss gave me a couple of accounts to handle. And what I realized later on, boss will always give you scrap accounts, because good account he want to keep it because he want to achieve his targets. So he gave me a lot of scrap accounts, and I don't know, out of lot of confidence, I told my boss, can you give me a challenge? Which account do you want me to close? Which is the most difficult one? I told him, I already know that you've given me difficult one. So can you give me the most difficult one? Because if I can crack the most difficult, I'll crack all. So there was one client of ours who was an Israeli tech company, and he said he has never given anyone appointment for the meeting also. So I thought, okay. Then I started calling up the company for the meeting. That we are from Naukri.com. Spoke to HR, spoke to receptionist. No one gave me the number. There was no getting in. So I thought, I need to do something interesting. So what I did is that was a year when The Secret book was launched by Rhonda Byrne. And I'm into books. I love books. I write books now, and I read a lot of books. So I picked up a book called The Secret, limited edition copy from the Crossword bookstore. I wrote a small note for the CEO. His name was written on the website. I said, "This is a small note, wonderful book, as a small gift to you." And I just wrapped up nice present and couriered him the gift, a book. So when he received a book, I wrote my name and mobile number written. So when you get a surprise gift, you want to know who this guy is.
Exactly.
So what this guy did is he got a gift, and Secret is still one of the very popular books of the world, and it was a big blockbuster book at the time when I'm talking. So what this guy did is CEO opened a book, who never gave. He's an Israeli guy, not an Indian guy. He opened a book. He saw the book, wonderful book, and he saw my name and number. He called me up from a number because he wanted to know who the Kailash is giving me, why he's sending me a nice gift. I said, I love the book. I've been trying to contact you from last 2.5 months. I called your receptionist. I called your HR. I just want to have a coffee with you, and I really appreciate. And I did a lot of homework on him. So I told him this is what you did. This I love the way you work, and I just wanted to have a coffee with you. And I work for Naukri.com, and I thought this book I was reading, I liked it, so sent you as a gift. He got so impressed that he said, "Okay, come over for a coffee." And I got a meeting with the CEO, and then from there I cracked. So it was a very unique approach, gifting him a book, and with my mobile number opened the door. And when you get a nice wrapped gift, a receptionist get a nice wrapped gift, she will not have courage to open it. And if it looks like a book, so it has to be transferred to a CEO, because it's a gift for a CEO. It may be sent by a friend or some family member. So that was a different crack I did at that time. It was, I'm saying, 20 years old story when the secret was launched. But and my boss was shocked. His name was Swaroop. He says, Swaroop, he said, "Kailash, how did you crack it?" I said, "I will not going to tell you the secret. How did I do it? Important is I got and at that time I got a check worth 10,000 rupees that time for the company, and my boss was shocked on it. So what I believe is authenticity, and if you really want to get in somewhere, be innovative, be creative. Don't be like any other sales guy. So when you use a lot of creativity, cracking things or getting a meeting. Once you get a meeting, then things are simple. So that's what innovation and creativity is very, very important in sales.
Great, sir. One of the innovative approach I heard today, because
I agree completely. Yes.
because many of time we just chase client for give a call, give a meeting, and like that. But that innovative kind of strategy, it play crucial role in sales also. So yes, nice, nice.
I just want to add one thing is life is all about giver's gain. Okay. Or in Hinduism we call it जो बोओगे वो काटोगे. So अगर मैंने एक किताब किसी को गिफ्ट की, so it was my karma saying that okay, it's a gift from my side. जब मैं पहले देता हूँ तो मैं बहुत रिसीव करता हूँ. That's what I believe in. So I love giving first. I add value first and then I ask. So जब मैंने पहले वैल्यू ऐड कर दिया, हर सेल्स वाले को पहले वैल्यू ऐड, हर कंपनी को पहले वैल्यू ऐड करना चाहिए, and then you ask for it. Then you get in abundance in return.
जो भी लोग इस इंटरव्यू को देखेंगे तो वन ऑफ मुझे लगता है कि ये चीज सभी को में रखनी चाहिए कि वैल्यू देते रहने चाहिए, जिससे कि अबंडेंट आपके पास आए. सो या गिव एंड टेक वाला रिलेशन, इट इज नाइट परसेप्शन आई कैन से. You specializes in high value services. I know you sales in high value like 1 lakh, 2 lakh, even more than that. So how is selling premium different from regular sales like 500,000 rupees sale and comparison to 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh sales? What do you think about that?
So I personally feel that if you are really very good at selling, you should always be in high-end selling, not in low-end selling. Because low-end selling, like, is 500 rupees, like in a SIM card selling or a credit card selling, low-end selling happen. Not a credit card is not a low-end, but like a SIM card sales, so it's a low-end. It's a high-end sale for a company because the SIM card would give maybe a couple of lakh revenue for the company. But the first transaction is small. So the trouble with the low-end sell is that you can't invest too much time because you have to achieve your target. So it's basically volume game. When you are into high margin sale and high end sale, you can actually invest time. I know a couple of my friends who passed out from college, they do follow up for the company for 5 years. Oh. That means the deal will happen. So if 2026 we are doing this interview, and if the meeting is happening April 2026, the sales team is discussing the targets for 2030, not 2026.
Oh.
That's a long-term approach. But the deals are also worth 500 crores, 600 crores. Those are very large deal happens. So what happens is the larger the deal is, you can actually give a lot of time to build the deal, build the relationship. And if you are a really powerful relationship building person, the high-end deal would be easy to crack in because it's built on trust and relationship for a longer term. Another thing which I learned in sales is, because I now do global sales, when you're working in the west part of it, the relationships are not valued. But if you're working in the east of the world, from Japan to you call it Middle East, this all is relationship building belt. So if you build a relationship, It will keep giving you sales for a longer duration. Where the Western world is more of transactions. So like, we are in India, and we majorly work in Southeast Asia or Middle East. In that sense, it's very powerful to work on long-term relationships. So the only difference is you can invest a lot of time and energies to build a relationship before you get a sale. It could be 3 years relationship, but again the deal would be 100 crores. So those kind of thing, or maybe I'm selling a property. Let's say, even if I'm selling a property, the property worth in any big city would be 2 to 5 crores. If I'm into selling a property, I still have to build a relationship, because an investor who buys one property would buy 10 properties in next 10 years. So I should not be looking that this client who I'm meeting is buying one flat for me. I need to see in next 10 years, he may invest in 6 more flats if it is an HNI or he's an NRI. So I
That's
need
right.
to build a relationship for a longer duration. So high end sell happens only on relationship and trust. So it's basically human character. So if you are a very relationship oriented person, you should be in high end sales. But if you're a very transactional person, then you should be in low end sales. Both are good. Low end is not bad. Only thing is it's basically characteristics what you carry.
Okay, and what do you think about the international and local sale? Key difference?
So international sales happens a lot on criteria, behavior patterns.
Okay.
Behavior patterns. It's very simple. Example is like, say, I go and meet a CEO in India, and there's a woman who's a CEO. I can go and handshake, and that will not be taken negative. But if I'm in Dubai or I'm in Qatar, I'm in Saudi Arabia, and I'm meeting a CEO who's a woman, I cannot do handshake. It's a basic local rituals driven relationship building and local rituals. So every country and every region, rather than only country, even region, Maharashtra, Bangalore, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Delhi, UP, every region has their own way of doing things. So whenever you want to get into international sales, you have to understand the human psychology of that particular country's people, the way they are born and brought up. I cannot suddenly go and use my Indian born and brought up techniques to start doing sales in Dubai, because the way people do things there are very different if I'm handling locals there. So international sales requires a lot of cultural integration. You need to understand the culture, how it works, there. And once you understand and then it's different in every country. The way Middle East operates is very different than Southeast Asia. It's like Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia. All those countries are very different. And it's very different than if you go Far East, like Japan or Australia. So whatever country you want to do a sales, you have to understand the local cultures and born and brought up for the people there, how they behave. Because again, if you're in a long-term sales and you're in high-end sales, it's a relationship. And relationship can only be built on the local delicacies and local way of doing things. Then in Japan, they have a tea drinking culture. In Japan, you may build a relationship for a year and you may get a deal after a year, because it's a Far East. The East, the more East you go, the more relationship driven country. The more West you go, the more transactional deal would happen. So it's basically understanding the local culture of the country before you start a decided strategy of doing things.
Yeah,
So what happens when we think about international sales? We are phobia in mind, like it is a very tedious thing or very out of box thing like that. It is a phobia in our market, especially as a student. I also feel that in if I want to go internationally, so it is a very much out of box thing for me. It is not a cup of tea of me. How do you cater that kind of thing?
Let me tell you, I personally feel international sales is far easier than doing selling in India. Okay, let me
Oh,
take an example. Let me take an example and give you the reasoning behind it. What happens is something called purchasing power.
yeah.
Purchasing power. Now, when you are selling, a lot depends on how much money a client is sitting with and have a mindset to spend a purchasing power. So, in the developed country, when the country is small, in a developed country, people have more purchasing power because they earn more. So they don't mind spending. So if you look at any developed country like Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, uh, then we have Japan, Australia, all developed countries, people earn a lot, so they don't mind spending. They don't ask for negotiations.
Oh,
They ask for more quality. They won't say, भैया 10% डिस्काउंट दो, 5% डिस्काउंट दो, ऐसा नहीं होता वहाँ पे. They will push you to do more for you. So if a company is highly qualitative, produce wonderful quality, and they're suffering at the moment because Indian customers are asking too much of discount, their market is international, not India. That's a mistake they are doing. As I say, internationally, especially in developed countries, they push for more value rather than pricing. I'll give you a quick example because I live in Dubai also a lot of time because we have Middle East operations. Very simple example to understand the psyche. Let's say I have a friends coming out at my home today in the evening, and I decided to cook a biryani for my friends. I said, biryani is easy. Let cook them. Get them a biryani or cook a biryani for them. So I'll go to let's say any D-Mart or any store. How do I buy a rice? Example. I'm just taking an example. How do I buy rice? I'll go pick up all basmati rices because I need a full rice. I'll twist, see what is MRP, check the rate. I'll check the rate for 3 items, and then we'll keep it back. And then I'll decide which item to buy, which is the most economical for me, looking at the quality, right? Same thing, let's say same experience in Dubai. Let's say I have a friend coming home over evening, someone is coming to dinner, coming for a dinner at my house. I want to cook a biryani. I go to a Carrefour. Carrefour is a very popular brand there. When I go to Carrefour, I pick up a rice. There's no pricing. So like MRP, like I'm just giving you one example. There could be multiple examples. And MRP is a culture which is developed by government of India. So there's MRP in India, but there's no MRP in Dubai. For an example, I'm just saying, and country to country it will differ. So when an Indian purchases anything, they always look at price first. When someone is born and brought up in Dubai, he has shopping habits where he do not have a habit of seeing the price because there's no price written on the label. So my psyche is different. I don't look at the price because now if I don't have a price in front of me, what would I look? I would look at the quality, I would look at the packaging, I may look at the reviews. So now this is a buying behavior difference between Dubai and India when I'm purchasing a rice. It's a small example, but if you look at any product and service, the behavior differs country to country. Okay, so it is always, if you are a highly quality driven product and service company, international market would be good for you, easier to sell. But if you are highly cost competitive product, मेरा product सस्ते में best है, then India is good for you because then you don't have to sell a lot. Because people would look for value for money here. So that's how the difference is. So it's not difficult or easy to sell in Dubai or international market in India. It is all about fitment of the product, how it fits into the buying psychology. Okay, that's how. But I personally feel, depending on product and service, sometimes international market would be easier than India. Sometimes, not all the time. In some product, maybe India is better. Even just a funny part, I know a lot of people, I do a lot of, as a sales and marketing person, I do a lot of study on buying behavior. Let me tell you how people buy on Blinkit now. So they'll open a Blinkit, they'll add 3 items like a bread and egg and whatever they want to buy. Then they'll open big basket, they'll add an item. Then they'll open another Instamart, they'll open. And they say, kiska price sabse kam hai? Even on online shopping on Blinkit versus big basket versus maybe Instamart, I am also checking the price where the price comes in. We check price app to app also. It is not very common in the developed countries specifically. So they value time more. Why to waste so much of time? Okay, let's go for it. So, but it again depends on the product and service and what you're selling. But in essence, if you are a very high quality product and service, international market could be very good for you. But if you are a highly cost competitive product and service, then India is a wonderful market for you.
Oh. Depend on product, what kind of product we are selling. Totally. So next question to you. So what is your approach when you want to scale revenue in a business? Because
I'll tell you, the easiest way of scaling a business is getting more customers. It's very simple. So if let's say I have 1,000 customers and my turnover is, let's say 50 crores. And if I want to scale to 100 crore, that means I need 2,000 customers. Very simple. Approximately, maybe different product mix can happen, but I need more customers, or I need to sell more products to current customers. I need more revenue. That's how the revenue comes in. So the easiest method is spending a lot of money on branding and marketing, which a lot of SMEs, small and medium-sized organizations, miss in India. So if you spend a lot of money on build a brand, build a marketing engine which using social media like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, maybe celebrity associations, if you do those things, this inorganic way of building brand can actually scale the business very quick in the next level. So branding and marketing is a very, very important method to do it, not the discounting. Because I've seen a lot of big startups, they get into discounting mode. But I have seen customers are not loyal to companies. They are only loyal to discount. If today X company is giving me better discount, I'll go to X. Tomorrow Y gives me better, I'll go to Y. I don't care about X or Y. That is why the price war for scaling is never a good idea. If you really want to scale up, you have to build a brand. So when you build a brand value and spend more money of marketing, generating hot leads instead of warm or cold leads, then automatically business grows very fast. And definitely you have to, stabilize your operational engine also, because tomorrow you have 2,000 customers instead of 1,000 customers. So your capacity to serve also has to be doubled up without giving trouble to your customers. So it's a mixed approach, but marketing and branding is very, very important part. If I look at the sales part of it, then sales will happen automatically. If you look at the biggest companies of the world, they don't have sales guys. Do you know someone who works in sales in Facebook or Google or Microsoft? No, they don't have. Do you know any company who is a sales guy in Anthropic or in ChatGPT? No. So they have built the entire system on value and marketing and branding, not on sales guys. So I personally feel that sales is just a revenue collection and query handling. I personally feel that's my choice. Marketing and branding is the real way to pull the customers in. Any company who focuses more on sales, less on marketing would struggle a lot. But any company who focuses more on marketing and branding and less on sales, they will grow and scale faster.
So can you give some example or some context how authority help in closing more deals?
So as I said that a trust. Okay, let's take an example of a trust. So customer have multiple options in front of them to buy a product or service when they're talking to you. So they're not only talking to you, they're talking to 3 more people. That's a usual scenario in the high-end sales. Now, why should they buy? Yes, your product is good, but everyone's product is good. All products are good. The differentiator would be a brand value. What is a brand value? So why people would end up buying Apple for 1.5 lakhs, but they are still hesitating to buy some, Chinese brand of phone for 20,000 rupees also. Rather, I would say Chinese phone would have far more better features. Maybe, I don't know. Well, iPhone may not have all the features and security and everything is paid there. But people still buy iPhone. They don't buy iPhone because it has a better feature. They trust iPhone more. It's again, iPhone is a different game because they do reputation and recognition. But branding is also about trust. Why should people trust you? Because there are so many times a client bought product and service and they felt cheated later on because the delivery did not happen the way it should have been. And the brand is a guarantee. Brand is a guarantee that delivery will happen the way it is being committed. So that is why focusing on brand building is far more important than chasing more customers.
So are you saying that authority give that much confidence to buyer or customer to trust on that brand and buy more things like that?
So it's like, let's say you have 2 oil in front of you. One oil has Amitabh Bachchan photograph, that, wonderful oil. Another is, normal. Maybe they produce the same factory for 2 different brands. But we end up buying someone when we look at Amitabh Bachchan's photograph. Maybe Amitabh is not even using that oil. We don't even know. But somehow in the brain, because I trust Amitabh Bachchan for his work, I would trust the oil his photograph is attached to. It's just a small example. That's how celebrity associations work. Because celebrity is endorsing your brand. Celebrity has built a trust. If Virat Kohli, a Mahendra Dhoni, or any big brand is saying that this is a particularly good product and service, people will end up buying. Maybe someone else's product is better. So, and brand is not only celebrity. Brand is packaging, brand is delivery, brand is your testimonials, and biggest growth happens with word of mouth. When a happy customer recommends you for 3 more people, that's the real growth happens. So, and that will only happen when you really delivered what you said. But it's not a part of sales, it's more of entrepreneurship and the company process. But a sales guy will get a lot of confidence because he know that if he's selling something where a customer will be so happy that he's going to get 3 more referrals, so his target should be easy. So it's an easier process to do things compared to non-branded company. Even good company, but non-branded company.
Building authority and giving value to the client. What do you think? Which thing we should focus on more? Authority building, we build authority on particular brand, or we are providing more value to the
It's a
customer.
difficult choice, but if I have to pick one, I usually do both. There's no, it's like two eyes. Kiran, you're asking me, do you love left eye or right eye? No, I love both my eyes. Okay, I cannot choose. But still, if I want to give one little more weightage, I would give more weightage to authority than value, because value has no ending. You can give immense value.
Individual perception.
And yeah, value also have individual perception. So I would believe authority. And to build authority, sometime you may also have to say no to a client. You may have to say no to a client saying that no, we will not serve you. Because you need
Exactly.
you need the power to say no. And you will say no only for one reason, because you know that your product is not fitting well and client is unnecessary buying your product and service. You have to explain, but he still say no, I understand. I want to go for it. Okay, then go for it. No problems. But it has to be very authentic way of doing things. No wrong selling.
Okay. Okay. So, I know you are involved in multiple ventures. How do you adapt your sales strategy across different industries? Because you did different industry sales and all the stuff. So, what do you think about that?
So I always believe when I pick up a sales strategy, I believe in two things. One is the repeat customers. So whatever you are selling, it should have a repeat way of doing things. So you are not chasing your customers every day. So if I sell something to a customer, he should be buying from me every month, every quarter, or every year. So the repeatability of the sales that's how I also opt when I invest in companies. I look at, is this company selling to a customer is one time sale or it is multiple year sales happening automatically. Like insurance. You buy a car insurance this year, next year you're going to renew. Next year again you're going to renew. You will own the car for 15 years, you're going to renew for 15 years. So no question. So renewal happens. So the renewal businesses are very good businesses because year on year you are building mountain of customers who are paying you and you're delivering the value to them. So that's one thing I look for, repeatability in the businesses. And second thing, I would always look for technology enablement. So every business which has a technology as a backbone, then I would be happy to work on, because we live in a world today, everyone spends at least, I think 30% of the day, as good as what we sleep, minimum I'm saying, on technology, which could be mobile phones or laptops. That means we live in the digital world today. So if my product and service are not enabled for digital world, I won't go for it. So technology enablement is very, very important part to look for my sales strategy. So technology enablement and recurring orders. So a customer should pay you again next year. So your cash flows are better. So there are two things which I look for when I design a sales strategy.
First one, technology, and second one is
Recurring customers.
repeat customer.
Repeat customers. So that means, if I have first year, if I have, let's say 100 customers, second year, those 100, out of that, at least 80% should renew back and pay me something. Maybe small amount, doesn't matter. But repeat customers build a very profitable companies on longer durations.
Oh, I want to ask to you practical advice for someone starting in sales today. What skill and habits should they focus on?
I think one very important skill is a communication skill, because whatever I'm saying, I should be able to communicate well to you.
True.
Because in a sales guy, I will have to talk anyhow. Because someday, maybe a telecall, it could be a closing meeting, it could be a first meeting, a proposal meeting. A communication is a very important skill to work on. And communication is not language. It's not having polished English. It's okay to speak Marathi. It is okay to speak in Hindi. सवाल यह है कि मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वो समझ में आ रहा है क्या अच्छे से. लैंग्वेज का कोई सवाल ही नहीं है. अगर मैं महाराष्ट्र में रहता हूँ मैं मराठी में बेचूंगा, लेकिन मेरी बात, मेरा इमोशन, मेरा भावना सामने वाले तक पहुंचना बहुत जरूरी है. उसके लिए मुझे हिंदी अच्छे से आती है. आई विल ऑल्सो से दैट instead of learning a new, communication is not a language. Instead of learning a new language, whatever language you have command over, only sell in that language. You'll excel better. So communication skill is definitely, I would rate very high. And second is I would say book reading skill, because you have to continuously learn. So I don't believe in a lot learning from YouTube and podcast and a lot. Yeah, it's a good thing, because now AI has come up so much that we don't know that the video I'm watching is AI video or a real video. I don't know. That much of AI is gone even now, 2026. In next 2 years, it will be impossible to see that, this video is AI or real. Right now, all of you listening is a real video. It's not AI video. Okay. So it's very difficult. So, and AI is scripted. So I love reading books by real people, because they are sharing a lot of skills. So developing a personality and character through reading books, improving your knowledge, and a powerful communication skill. These two things I would keep it every day. And communication skill, let me repeat, it's not language. It's not speaking good English. No. It's just whatever I'm saying, I should be able to communicate well to other party. They should be able to understand.
Other than communication, what do you think?
Communication, positive vision, and leadership skills. 2-3 things which I always focus on, because if someone who is not even educated in the schooling systems, let's say someone unfortunately could not get time or facility, or because of family condition they did not study well. Example. So if that happens with someone, but that person has a very powerful communication skills, he has a very powerful vision, positive vision, and he has a leadership skill. That means leadership means you work with people. You know how to work. These 3 skills are enough to grow very well in life. If you look at our political leaders, they're not highly educated. They're running the country with these 3 skills: a positive vision, a communication skill, and a leadership skill, because they lead.
I think those who want to come to in the sales field, especially, those must have communication skill, leadership skill, and positive vision.
Only I want to say again, communication skill does not mean speaking good English. Because I come from a Hindi medium background. So my entire education was done in Hindi medium. For many years, I was not very confident because I felt I could not speak good English. I learned it, but not necessary. Because अगर मेरी हिंदी अच्छी है ना, और हिंदी से भी मैं अपनी अच्छे से बातें करके किसी को अच्छे से बात समझा सकता हूँ, तो हिंदी भी अच्छी है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. बिकॉज इंडिया में 40 करोड़ लोग हिंदी बोलते हैं.
Exactly.
140 में से, और कम से कम 10 करोड़ लोग मराठी बोलते होंगे, और हर स्टेट में उतना पॉपुलेशन है. So we don't need to. So communication is basically transferring what I want to say in the same manner. That's all.
Okay. So, sir, next round is rapid fire round. One sales book you recommend?
The easiest sales book which I recommend everyone to read is by Shiv Kheda, called You Can Sell. And second, if you are a very young student, I recommend my book, which is called Date Your Clients, because I have given dating examples and sales examples. But definitely, You Can Sell is a different level by Shiv Kheda, and mine is more, written in a very entertaining way.
Okay. One mistake every salesperson should avoid.
Overselling. Wrong selling. No, don't oversell. Say only what your company can deliver, that much. You may say 2 things extra and you may get a sale, but that would hurt a company in a longer duration.
Okay. And your first sales principle?
Value. Authenticity and value. Be true. Even people don't buy, that's okay. Let's be true about what you're selling.
What your perception about success in sales? Because many of time what happen, especially in case of sales people, they have a lot of targets, and they have a chase client and close deal and all the stuff are there. So many of time every salesperson not able to close deal. they are lacking in their communication skill, leadership skill, vision also, but they strive on sales. So what parameter do you think to measure real salesperson and success of salesperson in long term, not short term? Even me, I'm not talking about target and all that kind of thing, because target are a very small thing. Sales all about building relationship, providing value to the people. So in terms of that, what is your success parameters in terms of sales?
For me, success parameter is if you are always thinking adding value to your clients and your company, both sides, not only one side. Because role of a sales job is to communicate and mediate a discussion between a client and a company to come up with a mutual beneficial situation. It may turn into incentive, may not. Sometimes it may turn into target achievement, sometimes it may not. But if you always believe that, you want to come up with a win-win situation for both your company and your client, that is good enough. Maybe in shorter term you may suffer because your boss may say no, you are not doing it well, your target will not achieve. But this one value, if you are holding to this, you will do wonderful in life and wonderful in sales. A good salesperson becomes a very good human, because I know I'm adding value to the world. And that's the difference between animals and humans, right? As a human, I need to add back to the world. Even animals do, but as a human, it is very necessary. So I would say just create win-win situations for everyone, and your job is to mediate, create a mediator situation where everyone agrees that this is a win-win for everyone.
Okay. And what are the three advice do you want to give for fresher, those want to looking a career in sales?
So read books. That's number one, because you need a lot of positive knowledge for your life, because very powerful non-fiction books you should read on motivation, on self-help, on sales and marketing. Read the great salespeople's biographies, on those things. That's very important for sales. That's one advice. Second, sales, unfortunately or fortunately, requires a lot of positive aura. So work on your health. So try to be fit all the time, because fitness also gives you a lot of positive energy, positive aura when you're talking to people. Your clothes will look good on you. In sales, you go and meet people, so you'll, somehow the way you groom yourself, all those is matter. So I would always say first is read books, and second, always focus on your health. It should not happen that, I see a lot of people in sales 40, 45 out of pressure, getting heart attack at 45, 47, 42. So health is very, very important. That's the second advice, and it also adds a lot of value in selling. That's the second thing I would always. Third thing, I would say that your love for money is very, very necessary in sales. And I'm saying in a positive way, in not a negative way. Love for money means I want to create a powerful situation in client's life, and my company is profits, and in return I get a lot of money as an incentive. So salespeople should love incentive, not salary. That's another advice I would give. So love for money, rather love for incentives through authenticity, not selling wrong. So if I love incentives, I will work hard for getting. And unfortunately, sales has no salary brackets. If I can earn incentives, I can earn 10 times of my salary every month. I just need to achieve the targets. That's all.
So if you want to hire any salesperson or sales team in your particular department, so what do you see in that person before hiring? What your perception about that?
So I would see first is authenticity, because if a salesperson I'm hiring has a inclination to lie, to upsell, he's going to create troublesome situations for my company, because for in the achievement of his target, he's going to say two extra things which we will not be able to deliver, and customer will not be very happy with us. So first thing I look for authenticity. He should be an authentic guy. He should not be lying, because discipline is very, very important. Your company is telling you we do this much only, we should be saying that much only. That's number one. Second, I love disciplined people, coming on time, following your whatever you do every day. The task are given, task should be done. So then time pass kar rahe hai. So I don't like, I'm not saying work till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night. So whatever office timing you have, 9:30 to 6:30, just be disciplined in that time, and don't do unnecessary time pass in that time. So other things can be taught. किसी को झूठ बोलने की आदत है अगर, तो वो उसको सुधारा नहीं जा सकता, यू कैन नॉट इम्प्रूव दैट, बिकॉज वो तो इनहेरेंट आदत है, वो तो बचपन से लग गई उसको, अब कुछ नहीं किया जा सकता उसको, एटलीस्ट आई कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग। एंड सेकंड, किसी को काम चोरी की आदत है, उसका भी कुछ नहीं किया जा सकता। सो आई लुक फॉर मोर ऑफ अ कैरेक्टर देन अ स्किल। स्किल तो मैं सिखा सकता हूँ, किसी को भी मैं अच्छा सेल्स वाला बना सकता हूँ, मेरे प्रोडक्ट की सर्विस सिखानी तो है, क्या बोलना है क्या नहीं बोलना है, स्क्रिप्ट रट्टा दिया, सब कुछ हो जाएगा, बट कैरेक्टर नहीं डेवलप किया जाता। सो वी लुक एट मोर ऑफ अ कैरेक्टर देन अ स्किल, एंड स्किल वी टीच, बट इफ वी गेट कैरेक्टर प्लस स्किल देन वी आर वेरी लकी। बट कैरेक्टर हम ज्यादा फोकस करते हैं हायरिंग में, स्किल से ज्यादा। तो बिकॉज मेरा प्रोडक्ट तो मुझे सिखाना पड़ेगा ना सेल्स वाले को, वो जरूरी नहीं सीख के आ रहा होगा। सो माय प्रोडक्ट, माय सर्विस, ऑल दोस हैज टू बी लर्नड, बट वो बेसिक जो कैरेक्टर होता है, स्पीकिंग वेल, वेल ग्रूम्ड, नॉट लाइंग, ट्रांसपेरेंट, वेरी सिंसियर टू द जॉब, वो जो उसको काम दिया उसको अच्छे से करने की कोशिश करा, इज पुटिंग हिज बेस्ट फुट फॉरवर्ड। सो कैरेक्टर है सब। सो वी लुक फॉर कैरेक्टर स्किल्स मोर देन फॉलोइंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस, बिकॉज सेल्स में सीआरएम्स होते हैं, आपके एक्सेल शीट्स होते हैं जिसमें डेटा अपडेट करना पड़ता है रेगुलरली। बट इफ समवन से नहीं यार कौन अपडेट करेगा, तो फिर बॉस को पता कैसे चलेगा कि कहाँ गलत हो रहा है, क्या सही हो रहा है, वो इंप्रूवमेंट कैसे करेगा। सो अगेन इट्स पार्ट ऑफ अ डिसिप्लिन दैट आई एम बीइंग टोल्ड call these 60 people, I call 60 and give an update for all 60 what is done. But if I don't give an update, how a company would know? So again, it's not about do you know Excel sheet or not? No. Do I have a habit of updating everything? Do I follow a diary? Do I follow a calendar? So we look for a character more than a skill in hiring.
As I know, you are a very spiritual person. In terms of sale and spirituality, how you are aligning you in terms of karma and all that kind of thing. That strategy I want to listen from you.
Yeah, so it may not go well with everyone, but what I believe is in my life, sales is creating positive karma because I'm helping someone solve some problem. Because when I'm going to someone selling my product or service, but more than that, that person has a problem which I'm solving. And because I'm solving a problem, he's giving me money in return. Okay, that's what I look at the companies all as a sales person I do. When I'm doing this entire thing, then I'm creating positive karma. That's number one. Second, even after I delivered a service, that person should be appreciating our product and service after sales also. So delivery should be very good. Because even after sales, if you, let's say, let me take an example. Let's say you buy some product or service from a shop. Wonderful sales guy, he gave you wonderful, let's say you buy a simple example, toaster, or you bought a mixer or induction, something. He gave you wonderful sales pitch and he sold you. But as soon as you go back home, it doesn't deliver what you are supposed to do. सैंडविच मेकर में सैंडविच ढंग से बनता ही नहीं है, बनता है लेकिन वो परफेक्ट नहीं बन रहा है। तो एवरी डे व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग अ सैंडविच, यू आर गोइंग टू क्रिप दैट सेल्स गाय कि साले चोर ने मुझे लूट लिया, मुझे सही प्रोडक्ट नहीं दिया। नो, एवरी डे द बैड कर्मा इज क्रिएटेड फॉर मी because I sold a wrong product to him. Yes. And that bad karma accumulation is going to create a lot of troubles in my life. I may get more incentives, but I will have a lot of troubles in my life. So what I do is, if you look at this entire podcast or the interview, I've been talking a lot about value. Maximum time the word which is repeated is value here. So I believe in true, transparent giving value because that's how you create positive karma in your life. And that is not even selling, even after selling. And that will only happen when I understand the problem well and give a right solution. So after buying a product, people should not crib. Because if they're cribbing, you're creating a negative karma in your life. So sales is a very positive way to create a positive karma and uplift the world because you're helping. Sales guys help. Someone is struggling. So they're helping.
So it is a new perception, I can say, and it is a help for new aspiring salesperson to apply this kind of perception in selling. People think about sale, might come a false commitment and all the kind of thing. But this perception can help them to build themselves, and obviously it is a part of developing society also. Because if you are doing good, then obviously you are directly, indirectly helping country or society.
And I'll give you a simple example to understand that. Let's say I'm a real estate sales guy. I work for a real estate broker or something. It's a very simple job. Husband, wife, newly married, उनको लगा कि अपने को एक घर खरीदना चाहिए। ओके, तो उनको पता चला मैं एक ब्रोकर हूँ, मेरे पास है कि मुझे घर खरीदना है, मेरा बजट 25 लाख का है, 1 करोड़ का, जो भी बजट है मेरा, उसने बताया मेरे को। नाउ मुझे ये नहीं देखना कि मुझे सबसे ज्यादा इंसेंटिव कहाँ मिलेगा। That's what these guys do. They will sell where you're getting incentive. पहले उनका समझो कि उनका फैमिली प्लानिंग का प्लान क्या है, पापा मम्मी साथ में रहने वाले हैं क्या, अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट द लाइफ, एंड देन इंस्टेड ऑफ लुकिंग एट इंसेंटिव, लुक एट व्हाट इज द राइट प्रॉपर्टी फॉर देम. ठीक है, हो सकता है उनकी राइट प्रॉपर्टी में आपको एक 10,000 15,000 का इंसेंटिव कम मिलेगा एज अ कमीशन फ्रॉम द बिल्डर, बट गिव अ राइट सोल्यूशन. बिकॉज जब उस घर में शिफ्ट होगा ना, और जब भी वो खुश होगा, ही इज गोइंग टू क्रिएट अ पॉजिटिव कर्मा, इज गोइंग टू रिकमेंड 3 more people to you. So in totality, you're going to do wonderful things. So don't chase incentives, chase value. Incentives are automatic process, byproduct. It will come automatically. In a longer term, may not be a shorter term, but in a longer term, it will be a wonderful. You will become more lucky. अपने आप लोग बैठे बैठे आपका फोन आएगा, वो बोलेगा मैं रेडी हूँ, आपकी तारीफ सुनी है, आपने जो बोला मैं मान लूंगा, और इंसेंट, मतलब लाइफ बिकम्स ऑटोमेटिक विद गुड सेल्स गाइस. अपने आप होता है काम, कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता है, बट शुरू में कुछ साल मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. वो एक ब्रांड वैल्यू, बिकॉज हर सेल्स पर्सन का भी पर्सनल एक ब्रांड वैल्यू है. लेट मी टेक एन एग्जांपल. जैसे मैं कैलाश पिंजानी हूँ, मैं कंपनी में सेल्स में नौकरी करता हूँ, और वो कंपनी का एक ब्रांड वैल्यू है, लेकिन कैलाश पिंजानी का एक ब्रांड वैल्यू है. अगर मैं अपने क्लाइंट से 5 साल बाद मिला, मैं कंपनी छोड़ चुका हूँ, वो मेरा क्लाइंट मुझे कैसे देखेगा और कैसे बात करेगा, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन माय पर्सनल ब्रांड वैल्यू और कैलाश's ब्रांड वैल्यू. So you have to carry your brand first before you carry your company's brand. And it's a long-term value-driven brand you have to carry for yourself. And जो भी लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं, उनकी लाइफ में बहुत सक्सेस आती है और बहुत पैसा आता है.
And this perception have to imply on especially those are fresher in sales, obviously, because yeah, they have huge pressure and target. Because of a target and all that kind of thing, people overcommit, upsell in wrong way. So
work hard. Go to your boss. Your boss is not your enemy. Your boss is your helper. Because अगर बॉस को, अगर मुझे समझो, एक बॉस को एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ मैं, 1 करोड़ का टारगेट मिला एक महीने का, और उसके अंडर में 4 सेल्स वाले काम करते हो, 25-25 लाख का टारगेट चारों को देगा वो. अगर एक भी 25 में से 15 करता है तो बॉस का भी टारगेट नहीं होता है. तो बॉस आपका एनिमी नहीं है. बॉस आपसे ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस रखता है. गो एंड बिल्ड अ रिलेशनशिप विद योर बॉस एंड टेल हिम टू गिव स्ट्रैटेजीज कि क्या करूं मैं, मुझे बताओ, मैं दिन रात मेहनत करने को रेडी हूं, पर मुझे बताओ कि मुझे क्या करना है, और मैं रॉन्ग सेलिंग नहीं करूंगा, मैं सच बोल के सेल करूंगा. अगर आपका बॉस ही आपको बोला कि ना बेच, तो यू शुड चेंज अ कंपनी. क्योंकि तुम्हारा एक कंपनी में 1 साल की नौकरी के लिए अपना पर्सनल कैरेक्टर मत खराब करो, क्योंकि तुम्हें तो जिंदगी भर काम करना है ना.
exactly,
गुड पीपल, बिकॉज योर फर्स्ट 1 or 2 बॉसेस आर गोइंग टू मेक योर करियर. वो अच्छे होने बहुत जरूरी है.
exactly. And what is your final advice to aspiring sales?
सेल्स इन ऑसम करियर, जबरदस्त करियर है सेल्स में. बहुत पैसा है और बहुत दुआएं हैं, बिकॉज आप हेल्प कर रहे हो लोगों की. अगर आप सच में अच्छे से काम करोगे तो यू विल अर्न लॉट ऑफ ब्लेसिंग्स एंड लॉट ऑफ मनी. एक प्रोफेशन में ब्लेसिंग और मनी साथ में आता है, वो सेल्स है. लेकिन वो आपको वो एटीट्यूड रखना पड़ेगा कि मुझे दोनों चाहिए. इट्स अ वंडरफुल करियर, वंडरफul career.
So thank you so much, sir, for sharing such valuable insights. Your journey and strategy will definitely inspire many aspiring sales professional and entrepreneur. I would also like to sincerely thank you, Dr. Silpa Kankunkar, for initiating this platform where students like us directly learn from industry expert. It was truly a great learning experience with you, sir. And to our audience, keep learning, keep growing, and taking action. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for calling me, and keep growing. And welcome to the world of sales.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.